Well, there it is. Hello and welcome to a replay cast by me, Witty. And I'm going to be casting two awesome players today. At the top left of Th000, which is our map, we have a Night Elf player known as pk2770361. And his opponent apparently has no name, but I know who he is. Yes, this fella over here, who is playing as the blue orc at the bottom right of Th000, is known in the replay as CJI, but they're basically the words, or the letters rather, are incomprehensible, I suppose, to the replay, so it can't recognize it, so therefore he comes with no name. But he is actually supposed to be Th000, otherwise known as Sandan or Free Eggs, but I'm going to call him Foe because I always do call him Foe and I enjoy doing that. So basically we've got our Night Elf player PK versus Orc player Th000. I hope that's correct, and if it isn't, then feel free to correct me, because part of this replay casting that I'm doing right now is a way for you guys to interact in a sense and let me know what you think. Because a while ago I got a message regarding criticism and such of various things that I've done by a fella called Sizek, starting with a C and then a Z and an I and a K, and I really appreciated it because his criticism was completely and utterly constructive and for the most part pretty correct, to be quite frank with you. And he was saying that one of the things I should really do is try to reach out to the player base, aka you guys, for replays, because I know you enjoy watching replays. I know pretty much majority of YouTube channels that do cover RTS games in that sense actually do tend to just cover replays only. I'm one of the abnormal ones in that sense, but there's nothing to say I can't do it because I've done it before in the past. I can cast, I try to do the best I can. If there's anything that you don't like that I'm doing, then feel free to let me know. I like the wisp coming down there just to try and block the peon from going back inside that hidey hole, and then the demon hunter's going to take it out. But I'll just pause again just for a moment and then I'll set us up in terms of commentating. But this is just a start off point. Right now I'm currently streaming this. Now this isn't particularly a habit, it's mostly just because I actually cannot privately record with my software and have the webcam there at the same time. It just can't be done. That's what I do for my 4 versus 4 RT gains, because that's post-processing, and the way it works is that the webcam kind of gets in the way, but I can in the future maybe do things that way. It would save me time, because the idea of doing this is that at the moment I'm so backlogged with having to render videos, and rendering one video tends to take about 2 hours depending on the video length, but it's roughly about 3 to 4 times the video length. So a 30-minute video would take me 1 hour and a half to 2 hours, so typically it's about 1 hour 48 minutes or something like that, and that doesn't include the actual editing process of putting it in Sony Vegas and cutting it and putting the webcam in and slicing that into the hero portrait. So right now you've got me at the bottom right. Now Shadowplay, which is the software that I use to record with, is very limited. It records based off my GPU, so graphics card basically, which means that I can actually stream. Otherwise I haven't been able to do it before in the past because, well, my CPU is shit, so it just doesn't really record very well or smoothly. So that's the reason why I'm using Shadowplay. But the counter to using Shadowplay is that it has incredibly few options, and at the moment I can choose to put a webcam on. The webcam only works when I'm streaming, so this is going back to the point of why I can't privately record this. It only works when I'm streaming, and the webcam isn't that necessary even for doing this, what I'm doing right now. But I'm going to put it in there, and if you don't like it then I can get rid of it. If you do like it then I can keep it. I'm going to go off basically what the majority of you guys are saying, so it's really important that you pipe up and give me your feedback, really. That way I can know where I stand. But regarding the webcam, yes, you get 3 options. You get small, medium, large. Now large takes up this much space. So if you look at my cursor, it takes that and then that. So it's close to covering this replay vision elapsed time bar. But it's a little bit too big, and I thought that might be too annoying. So I've gone for the medium version, which is basically, well, my face will pretty much be showing you exactly how much space that takes right now, because that's the version I'm using. And you can see up to half the bar, but not all of it. You do get the elapsed time, but the elapsed time could go to 2 hours for all you know. The only way you can indicate what the time is, in an ideal world I'll be able to perfectly block this off, but I can't. So I can either use the large one, which blocks a little bit of the game UI, or rather, you know, just the actual game screen itself, or I can go for the medium one, which shows you up to halfway through the bar. You can get an indication. So for example, if the time is about here, which you might be able to see, and you're 20 minutes through the game, you can pretty much assume that the game is going to be about 50 minutes long. But once this little bit goes past that bar, unless you're really going out of your way to try to work out what the time of the game is and stuff like that, then you really won't truly know when the end of the video or really the game is going to come up. And anyway, to counter that, it's kind of obvious when the end of the game is coming up, because you can just check the YouTube bar anyway, so that's kind of counters itself. Is the actual length of the video is technically going to be when I cut off the video as well, right at the end of the replay. So yeah, that it's just a little thing. Let me know what you think, but I can't really do too much about it. And I think personally having the medium one where my face isn't too distracting, because it's also going to be a bit distracting. You want to kind of concentrate on the gameplay, so that's the reason why I've gone for that. And no, I can't have any special overlay or picture or anything to go over the time bar. I can't do that with Shadowplay. It's just my face. It's my webcam or nothing. So that's what it has to be, pretty much. So, shall we continue with the replay? Let's do it. So we've got one observer, and I'm going to be looking from his point of view. Meanwhile, we are looking at a demon hunter trying to get rid of a pesky peon that's diving in and out of these little gaps. So we'll see whether the demon hunter can take him down. Might take a moment. That is so crafty, because that's so annoying, because you don't want this peon sitting in your base, but at the same time you want to concentrate on creeping as fast as possible. So he's still continuing to do it, but it's a big nightmare. As we can see here, the archer picked up the lightning shield being next to the wisp, and the Ancient of War coming down there. So that's brilliant play here from PK, considering he was busy trying to deal with this peon over here as well at the same time. This is why they're called pros, because they can do this kind of stuff. Now he switches the attacks with his Ancient of War to the next unit, so his Demon Hunter can get the experience, because you do not want a last hit with your Ancient of War. Oh yeah, let me know what you think about the volume. Right now it sounds a bit quiet to me, but sometimes it comes out much louder afterwards. We'll find out basically afterwards, and you can let me know generally what you're thinking in regards to the volume. Just to give you an idea, this is what... Oh yeah, it is a little low. I'll probably record with volume about like this, and that seems really low. But I don't want to record with my microphone volume too loud, because if I do that, then it's going to be, hello everyone, it's going to be like super distorted. So there's a reason why I record somewhat quietly with the microphone, so you can hear me loudly and clearly, but at the same time the game sound is just slightly underneath it, or about 40 to 30% of what I sound like, something like that. Anyway, back into the game. We've got our friend here, you know, Th000. He's creeping it up. He's got 2 circlets of nobility and a gloves of strength. He's just sold the gloves of strength and picked up 2 healing salves and a scroll of speed. Our demon hunter has gloves of haste and gauntlets of ogre strength, and he still has his scroll of teleport. Orcs tend to get rid of their scroll of teleport because typically they won't need it, at least not until a lot later on in the game, and maybe then it will go on their shadow hunter. So the Blade Master can just win walk out of trouble, but as for the rest of the army, maybe not. But then again, that's what Scroll of Speed can do. It can be like a cheap Scroll of Teleport. Now we can see Healing Salve being used on the Grunt just to keep him alive, and he's going to go off and maybe pick up a Wisp in a moment. I don't think he necessarily knows the Wisp is there, but he might be suspecting that there'll be a Wisp scout somewhere around, so he's probably going to try to look for it. Let's have a look at his vision just for a moment. We can just about see it, but would you notice it really if you're looking at other things? For example, he has his Grunt over here harassing and trying to stop PK from creeping reliably. He's doing a fairly good job of it, because a few hits on those Archer is going to bring it down to, like, you know, about 60% health. Grunts can do quite a lot of damage to Archers if they can get a fair few hits, but then again, Grunts can take a lot of damage if a Demon Hunter is chasing after them. Demon Hunter's picked up boosts of speed, that's something to note. Has the Blade Master picked up a boost of speed? Yes, he has as well, so they've both got boost of speed in their shot. Blade Master's going to intercept here, try to do some damage to the Demon Hunter, and block off with the Grunts the Demon Hunter's chase on the other Grunt who's running away. A Healing Salve would be nice for that Grunt. I think he's going to get one. There you go, cheeky little Grunt. And now we're pulling back here. We can see the Ancient of War actually had to run back there during that engagement, because he wasn't able to creep reliably without the Demon Hunter to do the most of the damage. So he's gone off to sit down and not get killed, basically. Blade Master following you around is really annoying. And we've got the grunts over here doing some nice solid creeping against a nice easy green camp. Meanwhile, we can see that the tech is almost finished for foe. And Tree of Eternity has only just started right now. And I say only? Well, that's tier 3. He's just started, so he's going straight into it, as some Night Elf players like to do. And as they do that, they start to produce Ancients of Wind when they can, which is then going to allow them to get Talons, and they're going to want those Talons to then get Master Talons so that they can cyclone pretty much the entire Orc army. The second hero picked up here by PK, our Night Elf friend, is a Beastmaster. Now, you're typically going to see a Demon Hunter, Beastmaster, and Goblin Tinker versus Orc players on the pro levels. Simply because the Beastmaster provides a lot of utility with the Quill Beast. They're able to chase down grunts and, you know, interrupt the healing salves that go off. They can actually provide some level of block, and they just add to the bulk of the army. Because Talons aren't that fantastic at tanking damage. So, Quill Beasts might not be fantastic either, but they're still slightly better than Talons. And then you get the Goblin Tinker, whose Pocket Factory is just another source of a consistent level of units that are just entering the playfield, distracting the Orc army, as well as providing a blocker by itself. The little factory is kind of large, so you want to try to place it in a position so it blocks off your opponent away from your Talons. Because your Talons are going to be crucial in this game, and building up your heroes will also be. Speaking of which, we can see that Blademaster getting off a nice couple of crits. If he hits level 3, he's going to get himself level 2 Windwalk and be able to permanently harass our Night Elf. Night Elf really wants to pick off these grunts, but there is a brilliant job done there by foe, just trying to slow him down. Will this grunt be able to make it a creep camp and get himself killed in time? I think it's very unlikely. A boost of speed, Demon Hunter says no. We've got a Blademaster chasing after the Beastmaster, BM versus BM, and he's pulling back a little bit. You can see the Quill Beast just being a bit of a nuisance to the grunts now, pulling back here. More Quill Beasts being picked up. Another reason why Beastmaster can be very effective versus Orc is the second, well, once you hit level 2, they'll tend to get themselves the Hawk, which can see invisible units. And that, again, is huge versus a Blademaster, particularly once he's hit level 3. Like I say, they get Windwalk, they try to chase you down, they hunt you, they're just following you whilst you're creeping. So if you can see them before they're going to intercept, you can deny them enemy creep kills. Now we've got Fairy Fire being used and placed on the Sasquatch. I think typically most Night Elf players, at least on the pro level, tend to turn off the autocast of Fairy Fire. The real reason being is that versus creeps, it's not that necessary. You can typically kill creeps pretty quickly, and that mana is going to be precious because, like I say, it's 150 mana for a Cyclone, so you're going to be looking at trying to save up as much mana as possible, especially since the tech to tier 3 has been completed, and we're just about to start getting halfway through on our Talon Master training. So you're going to want all the mana you can get in the world to try to Cyclone the Blademaster, who's now level 3 and is now following the Night Elf. Is the third hero picked up by the Night Elf? Not just yet. We haven't seen a third hero, but if we can keep an eye on the tavern, that would be great. There we go. Talon's starting to take quite a lot of flack here from the Blademaster. Nice job there. Just enough mana, at least, to turn into crow form, denying the Blademaster, because he doesn't have an orb of lightning, rather, to sort of attack air. But he can still do a lot of damage to the Talons on the ground. Now this forces PK back, and he can't continue on with that creep camp. So just that Blademaster being around is such a nuisance. The only counter to this is that the Blademaster does lose quite a bit of mana there through mana burn. But he's just going to continue being a nuisance because, well, his main source of being a nuisance is the fact that he can just do amazing auto damage. So losing all of his mana is definitely not great for him, but at the same time he does so much damage, it's fine. His second hero of choice has been Tauren Chieftain, who typically will be creeping with the remaining Orc army, whilst the Blademaster is just going to be picking on the Night Elf wherever he might be, because the Night Elf tends to keep its army together. And we've got Orb of Venom we can see here on our Demon Hunter, and a Scroll of Healing as well as a Wand of Illusion. He's picking up his first Wand of Illusion there, sending that in. Going to see what's going on. He's going to scout that our friend Foe is about to finish off getting this Taskmaster's item. Wand of Mana Stealing, we can see that. Will he use it or will he just save it and sell it? We'll have to see. Depends on how stressful this battle's going to get for him and how desperately he needs to Windwalk, maybe. It's only going to give him 50 mana, 75 mana for Windwalk. Cyclone going off on the Blademaster. Meanwhile, Ensnare's going down on the Talons, trying to grant some extra kills. Scroll of Healing being used there by the looks of it. The Demon Demon Hunter is trying to spread out some of this poison damage, really focusing heavily on the Blade Master. Blade Master now going down. He's going to try to run away here, but it's still going to be denied some runaways because of the ensnare, although there is only one raider, so at the moment there's still a lot of control. One other raider down here, but the one that's still remaining is going to be Cyclone for a little while longer. It doesn't last quite so long on heroes, but we can see the Tauren Chieftain is now in the mid-Cyclone. Now that's coming out. Has he got any shockwaves left? No, he does not. You want to save as many mana burns as you can for the shockwaves, because Tauren Chieftain is a real integral part of the Orc army, because he's one of the hugest ways to counter mass talons. Typically mass talons, they tend to bunch up, and if you can get shockwaves on them, you can really do a lot of damage to a vast majority of the Night Elf army, which is typically why the Night Elves tend to buy those Scrolls of Healing, is so they can get the health back up on their Druids of the Talon, because they're so vulnerable. Oh snap, down goes the Spirit Walker, and the rest of the Talons are looking a little bit iffy right now. Still a couple of units just dancing around in the air. Meanwhile, all of this is going on. Spirit Walker's being picked off left, right and centre. Will we be able to see a surround here on the Tauren Chieftain? It looks like PK is going to go for it. He should be able to get away with this, despite the Raiders being a nuisance. But then again, they will be able to get the kill, because they do siege damage, and they're going to do extra damage to these Talons, because Talons have unarmoured, which means they take extra damage from siege damage. So actually Raiders are not only good for basically denying the enemy from running away with ensnare and controlling them. That was funny. They're actually really good at damaging the Talons, which is generally the bulk of the Night Elf army. We can see the third hero picked up here, PK. Goblin Tinker, as mentioned before, he's going to be speccing into Pocket Factory as his first ability, unless he's going some weird build, but I really doubt that. We're seeing a lot of generic style play here from both players. It's just fun to see the engagements and see how they react amongst each other. We've got the Spirit Walkers in the wrong place at the wrong time, taking quite a bit more damage than they need to. Tauren Chieftain maybe picking up a invulnerability pot. I thought that might be the case because he's so vulnerable, so an invulnerability pot would seem ideal, would it not? He's going to try to get in there in the action. There has been ensnares going down on this Goblin Tinker, trying to bring him down, and bringing him down very quickly. He is level 1, so he is quite vulnerable and easy to pick off in that sense, but only because of the amount of ensnares available with the 5 raiders at a foe's disposal, essentially. That's pretty damn crucial. Be a little bit careful here, don't want to lose anything. Meanwhile, I can see Talons running around. We've got Wisp Scout over here, Wisp over here, and Ancient of War over here ready to creep this camp for when the Night Elf returns, to keep the motions flowing, because you want to keep going. If you're getting back from your enemy, you've had a nice little fight, you want to start creeping ASAP so you can build up your heroes even more. Quill Beast with the on lightning shield, that's not too bad, but he's not going to use it to his ultimate strength and put it between these units, probably because he's got enough damage to slice through these. Now he is going to do it. Fair enough, it's not going to make too much difference at this point, and you don't really want to get the last hit with the lightning shield if it's being casted by an enemy, because you will not get the benefit of the experience. Tinker has returned, and he's now 20% of the way through level 1, so it could be a while. Can see our Ancient of Wind positioning, Moonwells. Typically, if Night Elf's on a defensive, he'll be hiding inside this gap, blocking off with a few heroes. It makes it very hard for an Orc to sort of get control in battle. They will have to try to pull the Night Elf out of the base, ensnare them, and then surround them. Blade Master looking around, almost level 4, so that'll be level 2 crits. We've got the Tauren Chieftain at level 4, so I'm not even sure how that happened, to be quite frank with you. I obviously haven't been paying that much attention, but the fucking Tauren Chieftain's higher level than the Blade Master. He's really been doing a good job creeping. That is scary. Level 4 Tauren Chieftain. I mean, when that thing hits level 5, that's level 3 Shockwave. That's going to be doing like 200 damage to every unit it hits. And that's half the health, more than half the health of these Talons, which is why, again, Scrolls of Healing are really crucial. But you don't really want to blow for them, because they're going to cost you 250 gold a piece, and if you haven't got an expansion, which neither player typically gets in an Orc versus Night Elf, at least not straight away, only if it goes to the super late game can you expect that. Scroll of Healing is going to be an expensive way to keep yourself alive. Talons, though. There is a lot of mana on these Talons now. It's been a slight while since the last engagement, and you pretty much got at least 1 Cyclone per Talon, and we're seeing about 3, 6, 9, 10 Talons, so you're going to look at about 14 to 15 Cyclones potentially in total. Now you can dish that out on just the heroes only, or you can try to split it out on the heroes and a few of the units, so you can reduce the army size. Because you think of it this way, if Cyclone cannot be countered, which the Spirit Walkers are there to counter it, but they've only got so much mana, once they run out of mana to be able to counter the Cyclone, you're basically looking at the sense of trying to use Cyclone to remove the heroes, definitely, especially the Blade Master. Tauren Chieftain only if you've still got Shockwave potential, so that way you can sort of throw him up in the air, wait for him to come down, split your army, mana burn him, and then basically bring your army back into form again if you wish to. So you really want to be trying to keep that Tauren Chieftain under control, but it's all about burning his mana as much as you can, which is actually why we see the Wand of Mana Stealing that actually wasn't sold previously when it was the Orc took out the creep camp, but I was saying, was he going to sell it? No, he actually passed it to the Tauren Chieftain. That's how important mana is on that Tauren Chieftain, and that's why it's so important for the Night Elf to mana burn him at every opportunity he gets. Ooh. Well, you can't get us around on a wind-walked character, but he won't be wind-walked for long, so as long as he keeps this up, and denies him from getting to the shop. Ooh, there we go, nice invulnerability pot. Denies the Night Elf, unless you are absolutely expecting an invulnerability pot to be taken. You can sometimes let an enemy slip by, which is what's happened. We're going to see a level 5 Tauren Chieftain soon, because there's still an orange camp here, and I think this one, there's a couple of units left there. Not entirely sure. Now we can see the Night Elf moving out through the middle. There's not much to note on the tech for this build as Night Elf. It's generally very simplistic. Demon Hunter, Beastmaster, Goblin Tinker, summoned units, essentially, and just pure talents. That is what you're expected to go, and that is what is pretty much most effective. It's typically known as, well, dare I say, imbalanced versus Orc. It's Night Elf favoured is probably a more politically correct term to use. And one of the reasons why this can be the case is because burrows have heavy armor, and when you've got mass talons and you can get yourself into a good position, if you can get yourself into a good position, you can actually kind of siege down these burrows really quickly. And yeah, this is horrible timing because our Orc friend has quite a lot of split health issues, and that's why he's really spamming out the healing cells there. Very quick, very fast and efficient there from foe, getting ready to heal up his army and get ready for an engagement, because all of these burrows are gone, so you can forget building units for a while. We have got an expansion here at the top right. Just bear in mind that that is going off, and that is pretty much going to be done in about 5 to 10 seconds. So let's see what happens in this battle. Oh, we can see that our Demon Hunter, satisfied with killing all of the burrows, decides to teleport out. One shockwave going down, and you can see the amount of damage that was done to the talons. That was pretty darn good. And that was just one shockwave. There's plenty more to go. I imagine he'll be throwing down a few more in the future. We can see our Demon Hunter picking up 2 scrolls of healing. Might be split amongst the heroes, because when you have a scroll of when you have a potion or a consumable, it means that it has like a cooldown. So if I used up a scroll of healing, there'll be like a 30-second cooldown before I can use the next one. However, if I put this second scroll of healing onto a second hero, I can use both of those scroll of healing one after the other, because it's based, the cooldown is based off that hero. So if it's on a different hero entirely, then, well, there is technically no cooldown. It's only that each hero has like 2 itself. And yes, Cyclone is so fantastic against Blade Master, isn't it? Although that's why Potion of Lesser Invulnerability is very good against Blade Master as well. As a Blade Master, oh my goodness, there's the Orc version of the sieging going on here. Quite a nice little position here. Shockwave going down through the middle of that army. Technically, I think he should go for this, because that army's out on the open. There's not too many moon wells. If he thinks he can do damage here, he should go for it. One Fairy Dragon, though. That's a nice little mix here. That's going to be used there against the Spirit Walkers and the Tauren Chieftain whenever he uses his Shockwave. And perhaps the Blade Master when he uses Wind Wall, but it's not going to be so important versus him. That Shockwave does so much damage, but this Orc army is slowly being battered, and it looks like it's pulling away slightly. Unless he can get himself into a good position here. We've still got Wand of Mana Stealing and a Potion of Mana, but we can see so many Cyclones going off. We've got Disenchant trying to cancel off those Cyclones, more Shockwaves going down. Fairy Dragon is having its way, but it's run out. Now it's going back into that form, Mana Flare form. Goblin Tinker just dancing around. Demon Hunter in a little bit of trouble here, but he's got awesome items. Boots of Quell for Less is very good, but the Blade Master, you want to keep away from him, because if he gets one crit on that Demon Hunter, that could be game over for the Demon Hunter, who's going to make it back to the Moonwells and manage to heal up, and therefore not be so much of a threat to the rest of his army. But the Goblin Tinker is now the dude that's going to be like, sorry guys, I'm about to die in 5 seconds. Blade Master almost getting surrounded, but there is still a wind walk for him to escape. There is no Hawk yet for our Beastmaster. Where's the Hawk, bro? It's going to be too late, and that Blade Master is going to slip on by. Is he going to finish off these creeps just for gold? Maybe? I guess not. Now, one thing whilst all of that was going on is, bizarrely enough, the Orc expansion isn't there. I didn't catch why that isn't there. I don't think they got killed by anything because, well, I'm pretty sure the Night Elf was elsewhere when that was building. The Night Elf was over here. He teleported back and I don't know. That's weird. Maybe it just got cancelled at the last second. How bizarre. Anyway, we don't have an expansion for either player right now, so it is a stalemate position. Gold is going to be running low, 2,000 gold for our foe, and 700 gold for PK, who is now loading up some of that gold onto clarity pots onto his heroes to get them, well, get their mana back up, which is kind of important because that mana is, well, mana is the key to victory really in, well, Warcraft 3, because mana equals hero abilities equals power. Invisible Demon Hunter, I like it. Looking for the option to maybe steal an item or get the last hit on a mob. It's not so effective, it's better on a Blade Master, but still. I like it on a Mountain King as well, I sometimes see that. We've got Blade Master just scouting around as well. He's out in the open, he doesn't even care. Ah, there we go, there's the Windwalk. Probably doesn't want to get, oh no, never mind, there's the Hawk. Yep, I was going to say he didn't want to get verified, but he hung around long enough there to get verified. Demon Hunter showed himself as well in that little escapade, which is probably why the Blade Master was distracted. So Blade Master's going to have Fairy Fire on him for a little while. Unlike most spells, Fairy Fire lasts quite a long time on heroes actually, so if you do get Fairy Fire cast on you, it is kind of annoying. Particularly if your whole aim is to try to sneak up on the enemy. So you can see the Blade Master just running around aimlessly. The Tauren Chieftain has achieved his level 5, so we've got the level 3 shockwaves. And we're going to come down to what looks like inevitably a final battle, since there is no expansion to fight over. Foe's got slightly more gold left now, and PK has just run out of his gold. Blade Master being reduced to all but 5 mana. Demon Hunter hanging back. We've got Scroller Healing, we've got Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, Boots of Quell for Last, that +6 agility. Oh, nice. Even the Tree of Eternity looks like he might be getting up in this action. So, he's probably aiming to go and expand in the long run, but he could also serve as a very valuable unit in the army. Oh! Bat Rider coming in there, trying to Unstable Concoction blow up on the Fairy Dragon. But, with the really quick reactions from PK there, activated Mana Flare, which I believe increases your armor by about 12. And armor affects how much damage you take from Unstable Concoction, which is basically the Bat suicide ability. So the Bat was a nice touch there from Foe, a very good try. But PK's reactions were just spot on there. Spot on. Saving himself that Fairy Dragon and allowing that Fairy Dragon to be useful for this army against the Spirit Walkers and the other casters. AKA those heroes, because at this point, well, I don't think PK has enough resources to even rebuild another Fairy Dragon. We're slowly moving over here. We can see the Orc expansion going down at the bottom here instead of the top right. Maybe because it was scouted, or he noticed the wisp that saw it at the last moment and decided to cancel. I can't tell you for sure. All I can do is guess. Now Blade Master coming in here, seeing what it's all about. Demon Hunter hanging around invisible mode again. He does like those invisible potions, but this could be risky because there's a big battle about to go down. Demon Hunter really needs to get back up into the face of the action, and we can see a lot of Tyrannons on 180 health. All mana burn going down on the Tauren Chieftain, who only has 100 mana left, and no mana potions. There should burn going down on him in a moment. Beastmaster having to pull back a little bit, taking quite a lot of flak. Now the Goblin Tinker's taking flak. Cyclones on both the Orc heroes, and well, the Tree of Eternity is in a perfect position here by the trees, and also as a blocker towards the Orc army, which is why Foe is pulling back a little bit here. He's now throwing down Ensnare on the Demon Hunter, trying to get a pick-off kill here, but the Invulnerability Potion goes off. Goblin Tinker now in a lot of trouble, about to go down. Scroller Healing used, but not enough to keep him alive. Blade Master now really wrecking face towards the Beastmaster. Beastmaster almost about to go down. Cyclone on the Blade Master, just going off at the last moment, but the Orc army picks off the Beastmaster. Now we're just going to be left with the Demon Hunter, who has no more potions, no more healing, no more nothing. Demon Hunter, what are you going to do? Are you going to pick off the Blade Master maybe in time? Cyclone going off on the Blade Master. No Windwalks available for the Blade Master, but he does have Scroller Speed. A couple of Raiders being almost picked off here. Can you pick off this Blade Master? Oh my goodness, I thought that was almost it. Oh, are we going to get a Blade Master kill here? Because that would be absolutely crucial. But is the Demon Hunter going to go down before the Blade Master does? The Blade Master's so close to getting away, and he still gets away at the last moment. 4 health. What the hell? Demon Hunter not killed, but at the same time, he really needed to kill off that Blade Master. Fairy Dragon still survives the Bat Riders of Truth. And we've got a nice, almost a nice surround. A semi-nice surround. Gotta get these heroes down, but I reckon that Blade Master is going to be popping back in, even though he's got bugger all health, to try to pick up the Demon Hunter at the last moment. Are we going to get a finish-off kill here? Oh, there we go. And the Talons have to submit defeat. Brilliant game there. Oh, that Blade Master, I would be absolutely raging. As a spectator, I can be enjoying it, but as a player, I would be going nuts. Going, what the fuck? That Blade Master getting away on absolutely bugger all health is just crazy. And that could have been the case of foe losing that game or winning that game. And well played to both. I think PK in an ideal world would have preferred a slightly bigger map so he could get his heroes slightly higher level, because triple hero, once they get higher level, are going to really sort of overpower the gameplay. So yeah, I think he really wanted probably a bigger map for this, but despite the odds and it being Night Elf favoured, foe overcame it all and decided to go and win with a cheeky Blade Master. Alright then, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave feedback on this replay. Let me know what you think, like, dislike, etc., depending on whether you think it's valid. If you do choose to like or dislike, I'd prefer it if you choose to actually give some constructive criticism alongside that click of the like or the dislike bar. That way I can sort of see where I stand and know where I can improve, etc., and where I'm going right, I suppose. Alright then guys, thank you very much. That'll do it from me. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, then you can subscribe to the channel for more content like this. You can go to twitch.tv/Witty, which is where I stream from time to time. Ironically, I'm doing it now. And I'm not looking at the chat room. I'm pretending that they're not there because I haven't responded to anything that they said. I've not even got the chat room available to me on the left monitor right now. And yeah, that's it pretty much. Thanks again. Just stay tuned to the channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.